beware. You are now entering the KPLS show.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kungfu Panda with my boy
Landshark, your cryptic killer.
Welcome back to the KPLS show. How you doing, everybody?
Hey, welcome back, y'all. This is your boy Landshark here. We've got a great show for y'all. Hope y'all liked our last show. Had a little special appearance from our boy Hammerhead.
Yep.
We talked about some Wendigos getting us onto the creepy conversation.
Yep.
And it's going to get even more creepier tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are halfway
to Halloween.
We're going to talk slashers tonight. We're going to talk haunted houses tonight. And we're going to talk how to survive those slasher events tonight. And we've got a new segment coming to you. We're going to start doing equipment of the week. So this can range from anywhere between handguns, rifles, hunting rifles, backpacks, knives, axes, bow and arrows.
Just about anything.
Just about anything that will help your survival situation. Anything that helps the prepper need. So that's what we got in store for y'all this afternoon. Hey, we appreciate y'all checking us out.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Everybody that's reached out and said something to us. All y'all that are getting on Facebook, looking us up. Man, we appreciate it.
We really do appreciate
y'all
it.
Rock and roll. That is so awesome. So what you're going to hear from us tonight, we are going to do a Mount Rushmore of survival or slashers tonight, and then we're going to talk about how to survive those. Now, hopefully, we haven't spoke about who's on who's yet.
Yeah. So
hopefully, we got a little bit of a different taste, which we do. Hopefully, we have a little bit of an argument here. So we'll see where this goes. Then we're going to continue to talk about some things coming up in the future because we got some great shows coming up.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So as we were sitting here hanging out off camera a little bit ago, we were watching
Scream 6?
Scream 6. This will be my third time watching it. Was trying to introduce it to him. Stabs and Boobs McEverdeen are out there watching it now, whatever we're calling her. We still got to, send us a name in, man. We're still trying to figure that out.
So far, just from what I watched, it's on point. That Scream has been on point these past couple of years.
So Scream is the one series that's continuing to keep some relevance, to keep some really good pride about what they're doing and turning out great content. This one was really a lot more gory, but still had great story. Still stuck to the lore of Ghostface. Yeah. Started off in a little bit of different. I ain't gonna lie. For the first 10 minutes of the movie, I was like, man, you know what? F this. I'm done. I don't have nothing to do with it. But about the 15 to 20 minute mark, I was like, great movie. And a great movie. You know, jaw drop. Just, man, y'all keep killing it out there in the Scream universe.
Oh, yeah.
Will Ghostface make it to one of our Mount Rushmores? Don't know. But he's definitely an icon in the horror industry. I've seen tattoos of him. We've seen alternate stories of him.
You can't not list any slashers without putting him in the running for it. Especially
right over here in the corner, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
We're talking about it. There is the Church of Horror Last Supper video. We'll give you a look around the room once we get it better. It's coming.
It's coming.
We got some things coming. But he's right there among Pinhead, Freddy, Leatherface, Candyman, Jason. He's up there. And there's a lot of people who say, well, he's not the same person in now. Because he's always a replica. It's always somebody copycatting the
original, Billy from the original.
Yeah. So, but to me, the copycats are keeping the lore going.
Yeah,
they're keeping the Ghostface name.
And that's how you're able to make sequel after sequel that's on par with each previous sequel.
Right. So,
unlike certain other series that will decide to all the way down.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that I'm sure, because that dadgum Halloween series.
Yep.
Man.
All right, so
towards the end of the last two. So I did do the audiobook of Halloween Kills. It's a really, really good book, actually. And it was really entertaining. But didn't make the movie any better, man. I tell you what makes Halloween Kills a lot better.
what's that?
Halloween Ends. Because it's a horrible movie.
Yeah.
So
pretty damn bad.
That makes it that much better. So
I guess evil did finally die.
I don't know about evil dying, but entertainment went out the flipping window. Let me tell you. So
I wish I had my money back.
Yeah, I know, right?
But let's break it down. We got to pick. So what do we got? We're at Mount Rushmore, right?
We're going to the Mount Rushmore of
slashers. Who's your George Washington? Who's the first?
So
who's number one?
And we're not going to do. Let's just put them up there. Let's put them in order if we're going to do it. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
We'll do in order.
He's going to make it rough on me tonight.
Yeah.
So for me, now, I've went into a little bit of the comic books, some of the graphic novels.
Yep.
So for me, it's going to be Mr. Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
Because if his movies suck, they're still entertaining. Just the Halloween. I mean, you've got Halloween Ends, you've got Halloween Resurrection. Those are horrible ass movies.
Yeah.
The suck ass movie of all in the Halloween series, or the Friday the 13th series is probably Jason Goes to Hell. Could have been a lot better.
Jason Goes to New York could have been a lot better.
I love Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Me and the wife was going to watch it last night, and we ended up on another one. We got into a vampire kick last night, actually. Yeah. But and then I think it's Friday the 13th Part 5. I think where they're in the little crazy place, and it's not even Jason that's the killer. And then Part 6, it's Part 5 because Part 6, Tommy Jarvis brings him back as Zombie Jason, which is one of the greatest slashers in all of slashers. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go on my first one. I'm going to go Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees.
And I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. Beforehand, before this new Halloween series, I was going to put Michael up there to begin with Halloween because it started it all. Yeah. It did start it all. But it ended terribly.
Yes, and hopefully somebody goes out there. I hate being that guy, but somebody go out there and grab that series up and do
Fix it.
Not Rob Zombie. Somebody else go do this series.
And I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on Rob Zombie. I think you did okay with it.
Halloween 1 of Rob Zombie was great. Okay. Halloween 2, he didn't want to do.
I'll give you that.
But no, so let's say that Halloween 1 of Rob Zombie was pretty good.
It was.
But that Halloween, that part 2, man, I can't get into it. So, but I want to see Rob Zombie do a Jason.
That would be neat.
The way he does his kills, the gruesome, the greedy, the way that he films his movies, I think that would be a really good Friday the 13th. And hey, check out Peacock's coming out with a prequel of Friday the 13th.
Really?
It's called Crystal Lake. So we got Baby Jason, Mama Jason. Let's see where all this evil and all this hell comes from. So we both got Jason.
So, no, I want to explain my bit.
Okay, please. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking, I had to sit here and think about all these slashers. I was sitting here while you're just talking. What makes my number one? What's my most memory that I have? And I can remember my very first horror movie, which was a Jason film. And I can't remember if it's 7 or 8, but I know it was The New Blood with the psychic chick and Jason getting resurrected from the lake. That's actually
Part 7. That's a great movie.
And I remember it to a T. I can remember every scene to a T.
So we'll have a free talk after this. Yeah. Remind me to...
I'll run to that. But
okay.
That's my most pinnacle moment of like the horror genre coming into my life. Okay. And that has to be my number one. Because ever since then, you gotta love it. Like I've never...
One of my
You have lackluster sequels, but they're still entertaining to begin with.
That's one of my favorite Jason movies, I have to say. And me and the wife was outside last night. We was having a few adult beverages, and having a bonfire. Man, we had some things we had to get rid of, but we was having a little bonfire, just kind of, not a bonfire, just a little fire, hanging outside, enjoying some beautiful weather. And let me tell you what, We was listening to YouTube and found a channel that had Ash versus Freddy versus Jason.
That's a comic book series, by the way.
Great comic book series, but they done it however you say that. I'm a redneck, so. But they had a team that become a unit at the end of it, become a team at the end of it. And Tommy Jarvis was part of it.
Yeah.
She was part of it. The chick with the telekinesis was part of it.
Really? Yeah.
And there were other people from the Freddy series a part of it. Check out, if you're a comic book fan out there, and we are, we're going to do some really good comic book episodes coming up. We're about cryptid. We're about horror. We're about survival. We're about anything entertaining in our realms, and we're both big comic book fans. So we're going to talk about some really cool comic book stuff coming up here late in the upcoming stories or shows. Yeah. But really, really good comic book. It's a 3-part series, and in the final part, she comes in there, and it's really awesome that they have this team. Ash Williams is the leader. And then you have Tommy Jarvis. You have the chick from Part 7 who's got the telekinesis. Yeah. All from the Jason and Freddy lore. Will Freddy make one of... I know it's going to make one of ours. Might make two.
I'm throwing a kicker in for you. I'm throwing a kicker.
And I got a kicker too.
So. I got a kicker for my number 2.
So that we've rambled on, and we're at 13 minutes sitting here rambling on about some dumb stuff. Let's go on to number 2.
Let's hear yours.
My number 2, we've already knocked him, talked about him, but he's still got those movies out there. He's still got those movies.
He still has a legacy.
He still has a legacy. So it's going to be Eminem, Mr. Michael Myers. He still has that legacy out there, man. Part 4 with Danielle in it. Yep. Part 5 with Danielle in it, and then the Part 1, 2. The Rob Zombie series. And then let's not forget, he's the godfather of slashers.
Yeah. Without him.
We're going to have a talk here in a second. My man's going to talk about a totally different slasher that I can't stand. I'm not a big fan of. But he's going to go ahead and break down some Psycho here in a minute.
Oh, I will.
But without the original Halloween, we don't have slashers.
I agree with that. So... We'll go into that a little bit later.
My number 2 is going to be, and I'm not taking anything away from this character with these last 2 shit-infested movies. Michael Myers is my number 2.
Okay.
One of the greatest.
I'm throwing you for a loop on this one.
Okay.
Because I'm bringing in a kind of a newcomer, because it's kind of underrated Rob Zombie newcomer. I'm doing the satanic serial killer cult from the 3 from Hell, Devil's Rejects, and House of a Thousand Corpses.
So you're going to put the Firefly family.
I'm putting the Firefly family in there. That's
all 3 on one little. It's out there. Okay, so we have got a curveball thrown. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It dug every itch you want to slash. You want the satanic cult. You want just the pure sadism of what I want to degrade you before I make my kill. I'm
evil.
I'm the devil. I'm here to do the devil's work. I mean, it just parts of it good.
That's such a good flick.
And it's just.
It's one of my comfort films. I hate to say it.
I remember House of a Thousand Corpses. You watch it's like, what is this going to be? Yeah. I mean, I don't like. Is this going to be like something like supernatural?
It was okay as a standalone movie. It really was.
But it developed a family of just Texas serial killers.
Yes, and then you go on to watch the 3 from Hell.
Yep.
But the Devil's Rejects. 3 from Hell was a great movie, but
Devil's
that
Rejects
number 2. Very often in a series of movies is the second one the best one. Number 2 was, oh my God. The Devil's Rejects was a great, stellar, great movie. So you're putting the Firefly family.
I have to.
Okay, so what we're going to put him on the spot right now, ladies and gentlemen, because what you all don't know is we talk through the week. Mm-hmm. We BS a little bit. We talk about this, we talk about that, but we both got lives.
Yep.
He's very busy. The last couple of weeks has been more freedom, but we've still not been able to, because my life has been kind of hectic with work and all that. Yep. So I'm going to put him on the spot right now. Explain the Firefly family to the fans at home. and why you want them to be your number 2 on the Mount Rushmore of horror.
When you think of
We're going 5 deep, by the way, y'all.
When you think of the slashers, you got that number 1, the mysterious guy who just does this gruesome amount of damage.
Otis.
Okay. You got Otis. Okay, add a whole family of just psycho nuts.
Right.
They just don't care. Okay, who's going to be on the list? Texas Chainsaw's family was still the same thing, was murderers as well. But you didn't get enough about them. This is like the Texas Chainsaw, take out Leatherface. What does his family do? And make his family gruesome.
Okay. And
just how they do it. It's
and
not
by the way, I'm not arguing this. I love this trilogy. I love this family.
Yeah.
Although, let me interrupt, and I want you to finish, please.
Okay.
I had just read on a fan thing this week on Rob Zombie that he's not going to be, and this is sad, he's not going to go back to visit the Firefly family anytime soon. And that sucks.
You know, Sig Haig has passed, and it's kind of hard to do that without Captain Spaulding.
Listen, they put the guy that played the Midnight Wolfman in there.
Mm-hmm.
He was also Doomhead from 31. This is a great actor. This dude, 31 sucked. I loved Rob Zombie, but 31 was horrible. I will watch 31 just because of Doomhead. That dude was a monster actor. Yeah. I'm sorry, brother.
No,
finish why the Firefly family deserves to be on your Mount Rushmore.
But it's the fact... You got your Freddy slasher who does his little kitty one lines, gruesome kills. You got your normal one to just do. You got your Michaels that does your silent, I'm killing you. You got your Jason fear factor of just undead coming at you.
And a monster of it. I mean, Jason's
monster nothing.
In the graphic novels, Jason's listed as 7 foot, y'all. he's Shaquille O'Neal coming at you with a machete in his hand.
And you got every aspect of every single one of those slashers into this family.
Right.
Adding with some new characters, and a lot of them that just sitting here.
And they
are just here to
gunpowder.
Mess with you. Yeah. They just here to shoot you. They'll shoot you. They'll do everything.
Yeah.
They even make reference to Leatherface. They cut off a girl's dad's face, wore it, and said, "Come here, sugar. Give me some sugar."
And then if you watch 3 from Hell, he cuts off the female's face. Mm-hmm. So that's a big deal for him.
But no, it's
his MO.
You're getting every slasher into one family. And you get to see their escapades. And here's the thing about it is they it's the first series of them that you basically get a really good ending for the villain. The villain gets a really happy ending at the very end of the whole series. They finally make it to Mexico. Oh, we're getting, it's like you see the whole escapade. Oh, they're killing these things. Oh, they're getting killed. Yeah. Things happen. Their house burns down. Cops get called. Then, hey, you get Devil's Rejects. We're just running from the police to go to Mexico. Yeah. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy escapades from there. They make it to Mexico, and they got to finally deal with the bounty hunters after them.
Yeah, and then also they had to deal with some mafioso. Mm-hmm. And not just mafioso, Mexican mafioso. And not just Mexican mafiosos, cartels. Don't want that kind of drama. So, that is such a great series.
Yeah.
And it really is, man. Traveling, and you got, like you said, you got the first one, which is more of a mental,
it is psychedelic
style. And then you got part 2. Let's talk about the ending to Devil's Rejects. You got the redneck anthem blasting in Freebird. You got them just burning down,
driving towards a roadblock.
A roadblock that is.
Blasted
70s style 38s, 12 gauges. There's a lot of different type of machinery out there, and they just go to work, man. Everybody's and such a great ending. You think that's it?
Did you see them all?
And then here comes Devil's Rejects.
You see them all die.
I'm sorry, 3 from Hell.
You think they all died at the end of Devil's Rejects?
Yeah, and then here comes 3 from Hell.
We survived.
They survived. And then we lose the great Sid Haig during that. Great.
Talk about a heck of an actor for all of his sickness.
And went in and still done some scenes, sir. Oh, my God.
As Captain Spaulding.
As Captain Spaulding. So, listen, it's not my Mount Rushmore, but always in my top 10. Any of the Devil's Reject series. Yeah. Any of the 3 from Hell series. Any of the Firefly family.
Number 3.
So, number 3. And you're going to notice a little bit of a pattern with mine. Number 3 for me is going to be that man, Leatherface.
And I can completely agree and put him as my number 3.
Oh, wow. So we're going to agree on that. Leatherface is my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
That big, monstrous chainsaw.
Yep.
He ain't sneaking up on nobody out in the wilderness, but still one of the most horrifying figures in slasher lore. He is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like, we've not got to really see how far Leatherface's immortality goes. We've not got to see him be tested. He was tested a little bit in some comic book stuff.
Yep.
But, still not tested like Michael's been in the movies.
Yes. Jason's
been in movies. So, we don't know how far his immortality. There's some great stuff on Creepypasta on YouTube.
Yep.
A couple other great content creators out there on YouTube that do origin stories, do power stories, like do great content on these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Go check those guys out, man. Type the character in, find some of these guys.
Yeah.
They do great content out there on these origins, the legends, the lores of some of these guys. That were what I used to study on. These guys do really good stuff. And then we watch the movie for the content ourselves.
Yes.
So to me, number 3, epic. That last scene of the original. Wow. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's just epic. It's such a good movie. So I'm going number 3.
I completely agree with that, but as my number 3. It's one of those few series that really, outside of the Netflix taking over, making a bad sequel, I don't think I've ever really disliked the sequel of the Texas Chainsaw.
Oh my God! So the part, lick my plate, you dirty dog, you. The part 2 that had, buddy, that's actually in 3 from Hell. He played one of the family members of Leatherface. You had Anthony Hopkins in it and an epic ass chainsaw king. Yeah. Battle at the end of it was a great movie. You've had Matthew McConaughey do some Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then let's not forget what we've spoke about a lot on this series is the Jessica Biel remake in the early 2000s, Texas Chainsaw, when we needed that movie come out. And it was epic. It was great. Loved every second of it.
Like I said, it's enjoyable. Outside of that last one, I don't have one that I haven't disliked.
There is. I'm going to say I didn't like Leatherface.
Okay.
The one where he's a child, he escapes the asylum, all that. And then I've not really finished the 3D one.
Yeah.
So Texas Chainsaw. There's a lot of variations of Leatherface.
Oh, yeah.
I like your candid and I like your more serious ones with the Jessica Biel one. Then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. Mm-hmm. I watched the one from Netflix because even the person that created Texas Chainsaw come out and said, "Yeah, this is candid. This is a sequel." I wish it was his name. Big.
I think the problem with that film is they tried to copy what Halloween did.
And
that
movie would have been okay as a standalone movie.
Exactly. You can't make it as a full-on sequel. Bring back the original chick from the first one as the survivor, just like how Jamie Lee Curtis was, Laurie Strode was.
Yeah.
The only good thing about that is after she chops that girl's head off at the very end, and he does his dance just like in the first one. And that's the only thing about that movie I like.
I like when he killed the woke kids on the bus.
On the bus? Hey, you're about to get canceled, bro.
The bus scene was dope. I'll take the bus scene all day long. I like that. That was a very good scene.
But that was a problem with a company trying to capitalize on the success of Halloween.
And listen, the Halloween one was awesome.
Okay.
Was great. That was a very, very well done movie. You put it, tell us it's a sequel. Deal with it, y'all. Deal with it, you say.
All right.
So we watch it. We deal with it. Mm-hmm. And it was a great movie. Texas Chainsaw from Netflix trying to capitalize on that, and they
dropped the ball.
Crashed. All right, so we got number 3 in.
Number four.
Number 4.
I'm about to throw you for a loop. because sometimes you like to say this is not a slasher, but if I break down what a slasher is, he includes into it. Because all it doesn't matter how many kills it happens in the film, if there's a lot or little, it's all about how it's done. It's the mysteriousness, and it's always with a young group of people affected by it. Doesn't matter if it's supernatural, real or not.
Now. I'm curious now.
I'm going Candyman for number 4.
No joke. No joke.
No joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here, we got a first because I was going Candyman at number 4.
Really?
I really was. I really was. That's why I'm like, let me get off.
Because people debate that it's not a slasher film. That is a slasher.
It's a slasher film. It's about one character killing folks. It doesn't matter if it's paranormal or not. It's a slasher film.
And the fact about it is you don't see no kills till the end. You don't even know it's happening.
Any of the candy. Oh my God. So yeah, Tony Todd is a beast. Tony Todd's a monster. The 1993 Candyman as a child ruined my summer.
God, that movie's terrifying.
It was terrifying.
You don't see
this
nothing.
remake that just come out was So I apologize to the Candyman series. Way to keep it up. Yep. That remake was great. Hopefully, I've heard rumors on message boards that there's another one that might be in the works. There's a story in the mix. Hopefully, that's getting done. But
I will say,
man,
I like how the fact that the new Candyman did not try to capitalize on what Halloween did, created its own story, and gave enough feedback to the old one to make fans
made a.
Dude, I gave
the lore. You took the lore and added on to it, fellas. Appreciate that. You made it able to evolve in a new world, and that was great.
And Tony Todd did not have to be Candyman, but what do you do at the end? Because who is Candyman's spirit? At the very end, you bring him up. He says, "Tell him, tell him."
And if you ain't watched the new one, go watch it, man. It's Jaws. It's got the Jaws theory to it, to where you know who's doing the killing.
Yeah,
you know why it's happening. But you have to use your imagination.
Yep.
And you have to go through great storytelling, which it is.
It is. Yeah.
Great storytelling. So
honestly, is that that's the first That's the first black slasher. That's the first first black community film.
First black African American
film. Yeah.
Slasher killer
in middle of Chicago, completely green. Yeah.
And right in the middle of completely green. Right.
Yeah.
That was a horrifying movie in 1993. It was stood the test of time.
Yeah,
outstanding flick. In Mount Rushmore, Candyman.
I wanted to put it higher, but there's some that needed to go higher than that. But it
come along a little late.
If you don't put Candyman on the list, there's something wrong with you.
For me in my life, he come along a little late. I don't know who Mike was. I don't know who Jay was, and I don't know who Leatherface.
You got the newcomer.
But golly, okay, so. And when we let's talk about some newcomer slashers when we get our list done.
Okay, we
got some time to waste, and that's what we're going to do when we get done. We'll talk about some new slashers. So we're at number
5.
5.
What is your 5?
So I'm going to go with the Dream Demon himself, Mr. Freddy Krueger. I'm not a huge Freddy Krueger fan, but you can watch his movies.
You know, when we talk about this, thinking that we're going to have a little bit of disagreements, we've only had one disagreement because my number 5 has to be my boy Freddy.
Okay, and that's your favorite one.
That is my favorite, but he does not. I mean, let me break into it. I love Freddy. He had some bad sequels, pretty bad sequels. I'll give him that. The remake was completely awful. You don't turn a. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, we already know he's a child murderer. He probably did molest kids at the same time.
Right.
But you don't have to bring that out and make that whole story. The whole thing about him is he's just evil and he wanted to kill him in gruesome ways.
And was able to envelop the Dream Demon, which in any mythical lore
you don't remake,
is one of the strongest demons out there.
You don't remake his you do not remake his lore as he was just ideal to little kids and just the hatred of being murdered by fire turned me into this demon.
Yeah.
You don't do that. It doesn't make sense. But he's witty. Robert Englund, probably one of the. I mean, if you think,
and he just laid down.
I'm going to say a controversial topic. We know a couple of Michael Myers actors, a couple of Jason actors. But you really don't know. There's not a single one. You can't think. Okay, you think of Kane Hodder for Jason, and a couple other different ones. You can think of a couple for Michael.
Nick Castle.
But there's only one for Freddy.
There's only one
Robert Englund.
What she did just lay down his glove in the last 2 weeks prior to this. He said he is retired as Freddy. He'll no longer come back and do the Freddy character. So, but there's a Freddy story out there that's floating around that's already done that they're looking to try to get out in the world. So maybe we get to see another Freddy movie. Hopefully not like the 2010 travesty of
that was very bad, but it's witty. It's a witty. Got really gruesome kills. You got some A-list actors in it that actually peer up.
Mr. Depp.
Johnny Depp's first film was that. He got killed in the bed.
And that was one of the most iconic kills in all of slasher.
I think at the time it was the record for most amount of blood used in the set.
Yeah. So it was a lot. So we're down to our last pick.
No, that's number 5. We're done.
No,
I got a question for you.
I thought we're doing 5.
We're doing 5.
I got one more I'd like to throw out.
Okay. Throw yours out, and I want to go into why I didn't pick 2 big names.
I don't want to disrespect Pinhead. Pinhead belongs on. And listen, we're not including like your Dracula's, werewolves, all that. We're going to do a nostalgic. We might even dress nostalgic for it. A nostalgic, because we both love nostalgia. We both love the old school cinema horror.
I like that you bring up Hellraiser and Pinhead, but I don't necessarily count that as a slasher. Because it's not him doing the killings. And the film, it's each person's killing themselves because they're trying to get a sensation that they can't feel. It's a heaven and hell.
I always felt like, okay, so there's a good back and forth. I've always felt like he was a slasher. I've always felt like Pinhead belongs up there because he's the priest of hell.
He does, but
I get what you're saying. I'm 100% with you.
I just don't agree with the fact that because a slasher has to be one-on-one kills. He's really not killing. He hasn't killed anybody. Nobody's dead. Their soul is just constantly tortured.
So let us know what you all think out there.
That's a good point.
Hit us up on Facebook. Send us a message on YouTube, whatever it may be. Let us know in the comment section whether you believe that
Pinhead's a slasher.
He's sitting at the head of the table right there, y'all. So let us know what you think.
So why didn't you put Ghostface on your list?
Just so late in the game of my life. Is he on my top 10? He's sitting at 7. Probably, I think I'd put him before. I put him before Pinhead.
Yep.
Okay. Why didn't I put Pennywise up there? Why didn't I put Chucky up there?
Chucky's a slasher. I'll give you that.
Okay, so I don't consider Pennywise to be a slasher.
No, he's not a slasher.
I don't. And to me,
it's the toughest question of all: is what considers what, and they're both.
And to me, Chucky's not a slasher. Wow! I'm going to hit him with that 12 gauge. Watch him come back. Wow! And I'm putting him back and burning.
Not to go on a rant, but that's another series trying to capitalize off Halloween.
It is, which I've heard is actually very entertaining.
It is.
So, but I'm not a big Chucky fan. Then how about this one? Saw. Why wasn't it up there?
Yeah.
The pig face. I mean, he's right there on the poster too.
But here's where I'm going to have to debate on that. Is it true the original Jigsaw? Would you consider him a slasher, or the guy that takes up the manacle and actually is the one that purposely killing him?
Okay, so
because the original Jigsaw
is dead.
He's dead, but he didn't kill you. He puts you in situations for you to better yourself by putting you in a.
But if you screw up, you end up dying.
But how truly do you want to live?
That's still a slasher. So you could put Jigsaw in the same category as Ghostface.
Yep.
Because those are guys just picking up the mantle and moving on.
So,
very good argument right there, y'all. Very good argument. So let's talk a little bit. Let's set a scenario for you.
All right. Let me set this up for you.
Okay.
You're sitting at home. You're watching your favorite movie. And you get a phone call. Answers up.
Hello.
What's your favorite scary movie?
First of all,
How'd you get this damn number?
Well, first of all, you're a jackass. Second of all, don't worry about my favorite scary movie. Worry about my favorite caliber. Okay? And for you, Hoss, it's not going to be a 9mm. It's not going to be the 40mm. It's not going to be the 45mm. I'm going to go grab some 12-gauge slug. Because we're going to talk about how to survive
Your slasher event.
Slasher style horror movie event. Okay, you've got your Jasons. Mm-hmm. You've got your Mikes. You've got your Ghostface especially.
Yep.
Which now some of these new Scream, thank you so much.
Yep.
Some of these new Scream films, they're putting body armor on. They're wearing the stuff that they're able to get a hold of. That is epic. That is awesome. That is out there. That's what we want.
Okay. Surviving this. Let's label this down a little bit. Are we dealing with your basic just serial killer, Ghostface?
Okay, so let me set the scenario.
We gotta narrow this down. This is
We're cryptid hunters.
yeah.
Get the call. Hey, this event's going on. You get a black overall wearing, white mask wearing killer that's escaped from this, or he's come back from whatever. You've got to go into the situation. You know he might be in a local barn. He might be in a house that's got a horror, a hellacious story to it, or that barn has that horror, hellacious story, or just a wooded area, or a area that has that story to it. What are you packing with you?
Oh, for one, okay. First, I'm gonna have to take a high caliber rifle. Because if I get the first eyes I get on it, I want to try to get as quickly of a shot off as I can.
Okay, so what are you taking?
So I'm gonna take my 7.62.
So let's take AK-47 as a rifle.
AK-47. Good caliber round, packs a punch, and can go the distance. And if you're accurate enough with an AK, you should be able to get a hit.
And it's been proven to do the job.
And now that we're talking about this specific guy, we know the facts that sometimes he has this aura that he may be hit by a bullet, but it doesn't do damage. It doesn't hit a vital area. He's able to keep moving. How do you get that? Well, if he's close enough to you, do the good old-fashioned 12-gauge. Not only do you not take a chunk out of him, you send it through the damn trees behind him. Okay? But even to back that up, set a perimeter. Don't go by yourself. Don't go by yourself because you're asked to get killed. You got to have extra eyes on you. Have your battle buddy with you. There to protect your six.
And that's why the KPLS runs in twos.
Yep.
We got teams. We want a team of 6. We want this group over here, this group over here, and this group over here. That's why always have your battle buddies back. I love that. I love that you threw that out there. We believe in teamwork. We believe in working as a group.
And don't let emotion get after it.
What's your bladed choice in this situation?
I'm going to have to do some kind of machete. Something really long and sharp. Good enough steel. Because you don't want a knife. Because if I don't get hard enough, if I don't stab hard enough through a rib cage, I'm probably not taking them down or incapacitating them.
Right.
If I take something, I can
that's
loft
unless
something
you
up.
have that human that's doing the slashing.
Yeah.
You know.
But if I have something up that can loft off, let's see, maybe a leg, a hand, or something, I can start giving some damage, making it where it's like, oh crap, I can't grab my knife, I can't grab my machete, I can't put my glove on no more. What's it doing? Now it's going to start acting irrationally, because from what we know, because the whole aspect of this, if we're hunting something, we got to know about it.
Right.
We would have already studied it.
Right.
So you got to figure out ways to take it down.
Right.
And then
I agree with that.
I will say this, even though that movie is bad, a wood chipper would do a lot.
All right.
A wood chipper would do a lot.
Okay. So myself, I'm going to agree with you on something. But I'm not going to go with one of my semi-autos. If I'm going into a Jason Voorhees situation or I'm going into a Michael Myers situation, I'm going to have my Mossberg. You know,
Yep.
I'm aiming for a semi-auto Mossberg 590 in the future. Or I forgot the number, but actually what I have is a Mossberg 590 right now. It's a semi-auto. It's not, or I mean, it's a pump. It's not a semi-auto. With a collapsible stock, but it's a short barrel. It's actually a Shockwave that I've got set up in more of a tactical format. That I use as a slasher gun. We've seen this thing take cantaloupes, coconuts, blow it apart. So I'm putting a good slug What I'm going to go with is I want some double aught buck, want some personnel slugs, and then I'm going to go with some of these Texas game loads.
Yeah.
That they use to kill these boars with from the helicopters. I got a few loads of those.
There's no whammy loads when you really want to blow a hole in something.
Wow. So that's what I'm going with. And it might be on equipment of the week one time. You might get to see it. Like I said, I am aiming for a semi-auto shotgun. That's going to be a future for me for my horror movie because, I mean, just think about it. If you do get it off and you're getting it off in buck, you're hitting something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is. So, sidearm, I'm going with my Glock. 40 caliber. 14 to 15 rounds of anti-personnel knockdown. I've got several different mags, a great light on the end of that gun. That's my bedside gun. I'm going with the Glock Gen 4 G22 40 caliber. Then for weapon, I'm going with the Bowie blade. I'm going to fight them with my knife.
You want to get up close and personal? Up
close and personal. Because if the 12 gauge ain't worked and the 40 cal ain't work, I'm in a bad situation anyway. But my X factor, as always, is going to be some type of fire.
Fire does work.
I'm going to be able to start a fire quick, fast, and in a hurry. Thinking about my combat bag, implementing some type of blowtorch in that. I know they make little small ones. But I'm going to find some way to always implement fire as a weapon in my survival. And you should too. So think about, that's a fun thing to think about. That's a fun thing to get you into survival, some prepping, into just training.
Yep.
Being prepared, being Batman. You want to save your life and save the lives of others.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to the range. You got to shoot. You can't buy a gun, shoot it once, and say,
I no longer shoot on my property. And I've got plenty of property to shoot on, but I no longer want to draw attention to my area. So I'm actually been going to a different spot, spotting up, shooting, doing the work there. But whatever it may take, get the work in.
I mean, this is the most simplest training you can do is get out there and shoot. Now, of course, I'm speaking as do what I say and don't do as do. I'm being a dad, having dad time in the summer. Takes a little bit of my time I can do. I still need to go out and shoot.
Right.
But you're only as good as you can shoot. Otherwise, you might as well just throw rocks.
Yeah, you're only as good as your training. So prepare as you fight. Yep. All right. So that's the survival. We've talked a little horror. We didn't get no cryptid on this week, but we are going to bring you a little bit of a story about some haunted houses.
Okay.
In the state of Kentucky. This episode we told you is going to run over a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to talk about right now. Haunted houses locally in the 606 area code, and maybe a few or one or two beyond.
Yep.
Around the area. So I'm going to talk to you about a great place in Berea, Kentucky called the Edge of Darkness.
I've never heard of this one.
They're year-round for the most part that I've read. They have their own character that has his own lore. During the month of October, go check this place out. And we're going to get more into these haunted houses as time approaches. But that place is great. And then you have the local Ferristons.
Ferristons ain't bad. I've been to it.
There's a lot of people there. It's very commercially done. There's some other local ones. I've got two friends.
It scratches the itch, though.
It scratches the itch. It really does.
When you don't want to have to drive 2 or 3 hours.
And then there's a great one in Morristown, Tennessee. Check that out. I forgot the name of it. But what we want to talk about right now is obviously the Edge of Darkness, man. That one's year round. It's great. There's always a big draw for it. They put money into it. And there's I can't remember the dude's name, but they have their own local slasher lore during the month of October. Go check that out. Me and the wife are definitely going back there this year. They put on a great show. They put the money into it. Great actors. Very, very great haunted house.
I'll have to make sure I go with y'all.
Here locally. And then the Ferristons, man. It's a family-oriented place. The lines are always ridiculous.
Dude, the little girl they have is the little ghost girl. Scared me because she pops up on the little wagon.
She does a great job.
And it freaked me out the first time I saw that.
And listen, the wife's going to be on here one day. I'm still Team 6 of a haunted house. I like to be able to sit outside, listen to it. I can break it down for you very quickly. And where this love and this passion comes from the haunted houses is just from horror.
Yep.
I've always wanted to go to a place that is a very ridiculed. It's beat down on. It's looked down on, I think, in the horror movie, in the haunted house life, is called McCaney Manor.
Yeah, the infamous McCaney Manor.
The infamous McCaney Manor. So this guy, he come from San Diego. He's now in, I think he's located now in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not 100% for sure on that.
Yeah.
We should have done a better job of really looking this up. But
so I know a little bit. He's kind of like in the Johnson City, Morristown. Like if you do a triangle from Nashville, Morristown, Johnson
he's
City,
located in that
he's like
area.
dead in the middle. So this is where is it? He
It's
says
more-
it's a haunted house.
It's more gore porn.
But this is a
torture.
torture porn.
Yeah.
It's everybody wants that aspect. It's like everybody wants to do that extreme thing. I want to do the place where I can get touched. Where this, well, he
They
takes it
touch
to the
you.
extreme. He said
They touch you. They'll break your fingers like they do crazy
and as much
stuff.
stories to tell. He used to be a special forces guy, and he learned about torture training.
See, I
from
don't know
stuff
that
he's
much.
done.
I know that
This is what I was reading on.
I know that you can donate dog food and stuff like that.
You don't even pay money to go in there. You just donate 2 50-pound bags of dog food and get on a list. He says he has a list that's like...
and you have to pass a mental eval to be
Yeah,
on
you
this
can put all
list.
these tests. You got to sign a 400-page contract to get on there.
So
It's straight torture. I've read people's posts about it saying that they went through it. Said it's military guys saying this is like some legit military torture training that like spec ops does to people. You know, try to get information or. And of course, some people that went through there are thinking they, even the harder guys go there. Says that I can't even go through this. I can't.
Right.
And
and
you
they
gotta
take
break
it. You got to look. They take it and turn it up. I mean, they shove rotten eggs in your mouth. They like want to make you vomit. It's really, really extreme.
But
I think he was actually run out of San Diego, California, and forced to move.
Because the police keep calling about stuff that's happening, but
So-
you sign a contract, you sign your name onto something.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you
there's
have to
only
sign
so much.
like this ridiculous waiver. So that's a really good one to check into.
Now, it's infamous because I've heard some other bad things about it, that it's really kind of a scam. I also heard that there's no reward at the end because apparently there's a reward that you can get if you pass the whole thing.
See, now I watched a YouTube video on where I know that when you come through, he takes you to this master bedroom.
Yeah.
And like they doctor you up, baby you,
Yeah.
let you clean in the like his big jacuzzi world tub, whatever. Get showered off, cleaned off, get really spick and span. Now I never heard nothing about no money, no rewards.
So-
but they take care of you really good at the end.
But
of it.
I've seen a lot of reviews from people talking about their experiences. Said that they went 10 hours plus long doing the torture stuff, and they say, and then the McCaney would look for some kind of way to say, hey, he broke the contract. Because in the end, the contract's saying, well, they're allowed to do everything to you. You're not allowed to do anything back.
Right.
So
if you
there's a lot of loopholes behind it,
so-
which a lot of people think, but it's an interesting thing. And here's the main thing: how do we know until you actually been through it?
Right. So that's another one to check out. Hey, listen, we're halfway to Halloween, y'all.
No.
We just had a great slasher episode. Talked about how to survive some slashers.
Yeah.
We're going to take next week off.
Yep. We got family time.
Got family time. You're going up to see your mom.
See mom.
See mama son.
Yeah.
Uh,
Listen, it's Father's Day weekend. That's a
it's
trick.
fun.
I'm going to hand it off to the grandma.
there
Hand
you
the baby
go.
off to the grandma.
myself, I have to prepare for a little bit of a work
Hey, well, hold up. We're forgetting.
situation.
Before you continue talking.
We're going to get there. We're going to
Okay,
get there.
we can't forget. We can't forget.
We're going to get. I got a work situation coming up, so we're going to prepare. Then we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about some cryptids.
Yeah.
I plan on coming back. I want to have a epic ass skinwalker episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do some skinwalkers. Throw some werewolves, some lycanthrope in there. Let's always. It looks a little crooked. I don't think it's.
I want to
crooked
do a
in
little
real life.
sneak. I'm going to give a little sneak peek story about my experience I had last night about that I consider a skinwalker, and it's also me at 3:00 in the morning being tinfoil hat crazy. I am. So I'm sleeping. I'm my wife sleeping in the other bedroom so she can sleep the whole night. I was taking care of the baby, so I kept our cat runs around through the house. I know our cat's old, but it's also like a kitten, so a lot of times it runs around and messes with
Right.
stuff. So 3 o'clock in the morning. I feel something get up in the bed with me, kind of like walking. Feels like a cat, right? I get up, turn the light on. I was like, where the hell's this cat at? I ain't nothing in the dang bed. I'm like, okay, whatever. Go back to sleep. Then I hear it screech, and I swear to God, it almost sounded like it said hello. So I grab my 357 I have on my nightstand, and it's like, I grab a flashlight, and it's like, I'm about to sweep the house, and I swear to God,
and this cat's 357's a banger, y'all.
So I sweep the house, and I see the cat. I almost shot the cat. I was like, come on, stand on 2 legs, you're getting shot right now. It didn't, but it was a creepy moment. But I was like, awesome. I have a skinwalker messing with me. That's what it felt like.
So hopefully we got a good skinwalker. We got some more cryptid coming to you. Rounding up season 2.
Yep.
And then we want to pop back in for season 3 closer to the cryptid season, closer to the horror season.
Yep.
Closer to the spooky season. We ain't going to keep y'all waiting long.
It'll be fine, ladies and gentlemen.
We got a few more episodes coming in season 2.
Yep.
We'll take our little break, get some things right, and then come back to season 3 now that we're doing video. This is just getting momentum. So we're going to introduce y'all to a new segment tonight called a piece of equipment of the week, or equipment of the week.
Let me hand it to you, sir.
So what we're going to do first is my turn. He's got next. What I'm doing is something that I'm learning and trying to get better at right now. I'm talking about my compound bow. This is a Matthews bow. I just got it off a real close friend. It's a solo cam, single cam bow on each side.
What's the poundage on it?
The poundage, the pull on it is at 50 pounds.
Okay.
Very good looking bow, man. Very good looking bow if you can see it.
Let's see. I can see if I can get a better look. I can let it go. Let's flip it.
I don't even try to pretend like I'm a big time archer.
There you go, sir.
I've shot this thing probably 15 times total. 3 times this week. I've shot a lot of recurve. I'm decent with a recurve bow. Getting better at this. I think I need to fix the sights for it. The draw's okay. I think it's set up for my pull. This is a rifle with strings. This thing shoots, and it's got come from a close friend of mine from the Bell County area, state champion football player up in Bell County. Played a little semi-pro with him. Had some problems. Sold this to me. I've had this thing for a couple of years now.
It's a good looking bow.
Just decided to
It's a very good skill to learn.
So good compound bow. Yep. That is the piece of equipment for the week. Very, very basic skill to learn. Archery. But you put a piece of equipment like this in an archer's hands, and it's just as dangerous as a handgun in a Navy SEAL's hands, or a rifle in a infantryman's hands. Very dangerous piece of equipment. Put some witch's bane on the end of these arrows. Take down any cryptid I need to take down. You know what I'm saying? So
it's very good. It's a very good idea to get one. Start actually practicing with one. Get you a training bow. Get learning. And upgrade to something that you want.
And now this is an upgrade. This isn't my training bow. This is a big time upgrade for me.
But it's valuable skills. Hunting specifically, it keeps you on point. But, an aspect of our podcast that we started off with the first season that we really haven't covered this season is a lot of our survival prepping stuff.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to actually dedicate my life back to, is doing more things like that.
Well, if shit hits the fan and ammo starts becoming scarce,
you got to go back. You got to go back.
This is the only kind of thing right here that you can get your ammo and pick it back up.
Yeah, I'm becoming a fan of it. And I tell you what, I had a bad day earlier this week. Was just being a jerk to my family. I needed to cool down. Went zen with it. Kind of a spiritual thing, just to release yourself. Shoot this thing. Hear it hit the target a few times, and just breathe in that zen that
it's therapy.
As being an archer will bring into your life. So that's the new segment for the KPLS Cryptid Horror Hour.
I'll go ahead and send it back.
We done the Matthews bow. As I said, I got it off of one of my buddies. Stole it from him. He hooked me up with a great deal. Thank you, Red. Appreciate that. So we're coming to the closing of the show tonight. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate all the messages. Y'all message us on Facebook. Keep it up. Y'all Y'all, the true rock stars.
Exactly.
We appreciate y'all. So this is your boy Landshark, your Cryptic Killer, signing off and saying, remember, it's better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it, so you better go grab it.
This is your boy Kungfu Panda. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, always remember, you ain't got time to quit.
Rock and roll! Woo! Thank y'all for tuning in!